Let's go.
What's up, everyone? I don't have a coffee. Fucking hell.
Where the fuck's your coffee?
What's up, everyone? I'm Ola Englund, and welcome to Coffee with Ola. Today with John Browne of Monuments.
Hi, Ola.
What's up? I told you before we shouldn't shake hands. I'm a little bit red in my eye. Someone's probably going to say that I'm an opiate addict or something like that. But I'm actually a little bit ill, so I'm sitting over here. But it's so nice to have you here. You're here in Stockholm with Monuments on tour.
Yep.
How's it going?
It's going well. Need some more sleep, as you fully well know. When you're on tour, no sleep because everyone's drunk in the bus while you're trying to sleep.
Exactly.
But yeah, going well. I mean, I've not been here for about 8 years, and we've never played in Stockholm.
Ah, okay. In Gothenburg or?
Gothenburg, yep.
Gotcha, cool. And then you go to Finland.
Yeah, we go to Helsinki tomorrow.
By party boat.
Party boat, which I've actually been on. Actually, there was one called Mellow Boat years ago.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and I saw the only live version of Soul Niger Within when he played with Mats Morgan and then the old.
At Mellow Boat?
On Mellow Boat, yeah.
Okay.
With Opeth playing the day before.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, those boats are really cool actually. Sometimes they have these metal nights, but usually it's like party boat for people go every weekend to just have
it's
sex.
every weekend as well.
Oh, they go every weekend. People go to party and have sex, and find random people to have sex with. That's basically the thing about those boats.
I actually had no idea about that. That's cool.
Well,
I learned something today.
You'll try it out tomorrow, I guess.
No.
So, dude, I didn't know this until like I think it was like a month ago. But you were initially in Fell Silent.
That's correct, yeah.
I had no idea about this.
You know the band?
I do.
Okay.
I do know the name. It's like, it's been in the back of my mind. I never knew that you were in it.
Yep.
How did it all, what was your first band? Was that your first band? Or?
Technically the first proper band.
Okay.
But before that I had, high school bands that weren't really bands, didn't do anything. So in 2004, 2003-ish, Fell Silent started with Ackle from Tesseract.
Yep.
A couple of other dudes that some people will know, and I got asked to join on second guitar in 2004, and that's kind of my first real touring band.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what happened? Like, eventually it kind of broke off, and you went separate ways and formed different bands?
Well, actually, Tesseract was going at the same time as
Okay.
Fell Silent, and it was Ackle's quite the perfectionist when it comes to writing music, so he was like really taking his time to find what he wanted with Tesseract. So yeah, Fell Silent was the thing. Obviously we had a record deal with Sumerian, the first overseas signing actually, which was quite cool. And yeah, we toured a lot. We toured mainly with a band called Enter Shikari. They're quite a famous sort of English dance rock crossover band, which is quite weird considering we were playing this Meshuggah styled low tune stuff compared to Enshikari. But yeah, I mean, we've toured, played with loads of different people, but yeah, split off into 3 different bands, and 2 of the bands that they split off into are playing in Stockholm today.
All right. Which are?
Monuments and Heart of a Coward.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And then there's also Tesseract, who kind of continued on.
And then the old singer of Fell Silent actually went on to write Pillow Talk by Zayn Malik, who was in that, what was that really famous boy band called? What were they called? He was in, what were they called? Help me out here. My mind's just gone. Some people will know who Zayn Malik is, but yeah, he co-wrote Pillow Talk. It's a really famous song.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Millions.
Awesome. And then you formed Monuments.
During Fell Silent, actually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, with Josh Travis, or?
Yeah, Josh. So I basically uploaded an instrumental 4-track, which was just me noodling basically, and I was like, Fell Silent's never going to go for this.
Yeah, okay.
And I uploaded it, and Josh was like, can I please write vocals to this? And then he did it in 2 days, all 4 tracks, and it sounded awesome. Yeah, so that's how it started. Okay,
cool. And then in 2012, you got signed?
2010 technically.
Oh, okay.
So we started playing live in 2010. Our first tour was with While She Sleeps, actually, of all bands. They opened before us.
Okay.
And then 2010 we signed to Century Media. The album got released in 2012.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and did you play Euroblast in 2012? Oh, you guys played every Euroblast, basically.
Pretty much.
For a couple of years.
Yeah, we played 7, I think, 6 or 7 of them in a row, yeah.
Holy shit, because my band, Feared, played like 2013 or something like that.
That was the year Meshuggah played as well.
Yes, exactly.
That was horrible. Do you know why it was horrible? Because we played just before Meshuggah.
Oh, dude, I was just about to say, your show was kick-ass. I mean, our show was a wreck. We had we never played live.
What?
No, the Fear wasn't a live playing band, but we were like, okay, we got invited to play Euroblast, and it's like, okay, awesome. Let's just do this with Jocke Skog, you know, and oh my ass. Okay, my ass turned off that light. There you go.
There we go.
Okay, so Jocke Skog, you know, the
yeah,
Chug guy, and Mario on vocals, and me, and do you know Yeah Kent, the tech for Meshuggah?
Yeah, the guitar player, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So that was the band, and it was the first time I ever played in-ears.
What, really?
Yeah, and Jocke had it all figured out. It's like, yeah, it's all fine. And first song, we had a count-in on in-ears, but that went into the front of house.
I did not see that bit.
No,
because I thought the set was awesome. Like I was listening and I thought you had a lot less technical problems than we did on stage.
Oh, really? Well, I couldn't see that because when I saw you, it's like there's such an energy when you guys were playing, like a full-blown energy throughout the whole band.
Thank you.
Which is not necessarily very common. There's always one guy that's, you know, really into his shit, you know, and you know, focused or whatever. I mean, it's just in your band. There was just everyone was involved and, you know, moving around. It was just a very empowering feeling to watch your band play live.
Well, we just, like, I don't know, man. It's like, you know how the music just engulfs you sometimes, and
yes,
it's if you make a mistake, it's best just to not let it try to affect the whole gig.
Yeah.
So then I just move and make more mistakes.
Of course, that's kind of how it works. But it seemed like you were the house band for Euroblast because, you know, the crowd was really into it and already knew about you, and it was just a really good gig. So, I mean, and then obviously Meshuggah played and
destroyed everyone.
Yeah, exactly like that. So you just released like a single.
Yep, Animus.
Yes, and when's the album coming, or is it?
Oh, there isn't one yet.
Ah, okay. So it's like a.
So basically, that track was written for Phronesis, and our old singer now, Chris, didn't actually write any vocals to it.
Ah, okay, yeah.
And it's very similar to one of the tracks off of Amanuensis, which is the album before in 2014. Yes. So we we weren't going to use it. We literally handed it in with the album and say, you can use it as a B-side if you want for some territories, and then they never used it either. And we're like, well, Andy's rejoined now, we've got this song sitting there, let's just get something together so people have something to, so we can actually showcase his voice, because Andy is insane.
Yeah.
I mean...
No, I listened to the song. It's very like, I mean, Chris Barretto is awesome.
Awesome.
Like, really awesome. Yeah. But this is also really awesome.
It's different.
In a different way.
Yeah, it's different, but it's still awesome.
I mean, he does the like the growling and the scream parts and the singing, like
all of it.
It's great. It's awesome.
He's covered everything from Amur and Rings of Saturn all the way through to pop music.
Yeah.
The guy's got probably one of the most diverse voices I've ever heard. Yeah. And for some reason, he wants to fly from America to England to be in this band, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, I mean, there's a different environment now with music.
Yeah.
And bands in general. Do you feel like you're being a little bit more careful with if you would put out another album like too soon? Or, I mean, you put on a single.
Yep.
That's great. Let people know that you're alive.
Yep.
And you know that you're still writing songs, and you know it's good with YouTube, and you know everything together. It's really good.
Yep.
But do you feel that focus have shifted a little bit towards that thing?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you take some bands, even like bands like Polyphia, like they released a new song each time with a new video on YouTube.
Yes.
And I think that might actually be better for coping with people's lack of attention span.
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you've noticed, because music is coming from all directions now.
Of course.
That people's attention span. You release an album, they'll listen to the first 3 songs and then won't listen to the rest. So it's kind of almost like a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
Yeah. Which is a shame, really, considering we have still got albums left on our
contract. It sucks when you love the album format, and like you know you have a full vision with an album.
Exactly.
And I mean, some bands they don't work just to. It doesn't work for them to release one song every now and then.
I would say that's definitely not how I write either. I definitely like to have a concept in place and try and make everything interweave, different themes, almost like it's a film. Do you know what I mean? Like different character, theme in minor, theme in major. That's, so like that for me might not work, but it might have to, because obviously you have to follow what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer when, you know, you get a concept album. I mean, what concept albums have you liked over the years? I mean, for me, it's Scenes from a Memory. That's like...
I was just about to say. Well, I mean, that was the... I mean, Dream Theater's been doing concept albums before, but that was the concept album for me.
Yeah.
That wasn't Yes or Rush or, you know...
Exactly.
Because I wasn't really into Rush and, you know, we're another generation.
Of course, yeah.
But yes, that was probably the concept album for me.
It was the one that sort of really spoke to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just a great album.
Did you watch the show? Have they played in England now with the Scenes from Memory tour?
I haven't seen it, unfortunately. I watched obviously the DVD back in the day, and that's kind of well. If it wasn't for John Petrucci, I wouldn't be playing 7 strings. So
Same.
Change of seasons, right?
Yes, exactly, exactly.
It's weird, isn't it? Because we're pretty similar age, and we just got influenced by the same sort of thing.
I mean, it's. Whenever I meet someone for coffee, it's kind of obvious sometimes. Like, okay, we share the exact same. Like, even though we end up at different places, the influences are the same.
Exactly.
So, what are your main influences?
I mean, back in the day, I used to listen to a lot of shred guitar. I was introduced to John Petrucci, Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, and all those, you know, Andy Timmons, Satch. But actually, Satriani was introduced to my mother, which was quite weird considering she didn't listen to metal or guitar music. But that's kind of what I grew up on. And then in about 99 or 98, I heard Sane by Meshuggah. And that kind of did a massive shift on what I should be focusing on.
It's a sick song.
I mean, when I first heard it, I actually hated it. Okay. I couldn't understand what was going on. It was kind of too complex for my little tiny brain at the time. But then Nothing came out. I bought it and I was like, right, I know there's something really awesome about this, but I can't quite work out what it is. So I played it on repeat for over a month, and then it clicked. And I was like, that's it. Got it finally.
That's cool.
And it was just the fact that it was grooving so harder than any other band I'd heard, really, apart from maybe Pantera. You know, it's kind of similar vein, just a more complex in its chemistry, you know. So that's kind of, so all those guys influenced it. Meshuggah definitely refined it. And then obviously from there found some other great guitar players, great artists. And now I listen to Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's always like this cinematic thing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's good music that really influences you. I mean, I listen a lot to John Williams thanks to my brother, who's a big fan because, you know, he's a big Star Wars fan and, you know, he plays keyboard and all that. So, I mean, it feels like a natural influence when you kind of, you know, watch the movies at the same time. I mean, we're the same age. We probably watch the same movies and.
John Williams, did he do like Home Alone and stuff like that?
Well, I don't believe he maybe did Home Alone, but he did like Star Wars and he did Indiana Jones and Schindler's List and like all those major '90s movies. Yeah. LucasArts and George Lucas and Steven Spielberg.
Did he do Forrest Gump as well?
Probably.
Yeah, because there's certain areas that you hear, right?
Yeah. That's probably my car being done.
There you go. But yeah, like that early 90s soundtrack, I mean, Home Alone, right? My childhood, pretty much. Forrest Gump, my childhood. Even the movies that I've completely forgotten what you said were also my childhood. Yeah,
that's cool. So we're going to talk a little bit about you have a YouTube channel.
I do.
And you have something called Riff Hard.
I do.
And let's start with the guitar because I think it's kind of it will intertwine into what we're going to talk about. So this is your guitar.
It is. It's one of a few.
It's a Duvel Mayonis. That's a wall right there.
That's a wall.
You found it.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. It's your guitar.
It's fine. It's all right. Dents just remind me of places, and I'm here today, so it's cool.
So it's a Duvel. How long have you been working with Mayonis?
2014 is when I joined.
Okay.
So 6 years now.
So is the Duvel like your thing?
I really like it because it's got the bolt-on neck.
But the shape?
No. The shape came about before. So
originally
the shape was made in 2014, and the original prototype was actually given to Misha Mansour.
Ah, okay.
Which is the one that I tried at NAMM and immediately fell in love with.
Right.
But it was just a shape that Mayonis made, and they wanted someone to sort of
push it
basically, and it's completely my thing. It's just a double cutaway guitar.
That looks great.
Thin and sharp, basically.
Okay, let me ask you this: when I played it, or like strummed it, what tuning is that?
This currently in Dadgad in C sharp.
Dadgad, okay.
Yeah.
So explain.
Ackle.
Okay.
Ackle. Before I joined Fell Silent, he was playing in this tuning, and he was very influenced by Led Zeppelin, and obviously Kashmir is in it's called Celtic tuning.
Yeah.
And lots of acoustic players use it. Mark Tremonti, Creed, and Alter Bridge uses it as well. And it's always been a variation of that. And it's just really great for open big chords. It just instantly sounds nice.
So, but how many songs do you play? You have 7 and 8 strings as well.
Yep.
That you play. So how many songs do you play on a 6 string? I mean, it's D.
We're currently playing 2 actually on this. So the new song is on 6 string, and there's 2 songs on Phronesis which are also 6, and we'll probably start adding some more over time. It's just more fun to play a 6.
I know.
It's less.
Well, it's easier.
It's way easier, and after you've been playing a 7 and an 8, it feels like you can conquer this pretty easily.
Yeah.
And it was just an accident, so I was just playing around with my 6. Some stuff came up. I tried it on the 7, and I don't think it sounded as good.
Okay.
So then we just kept the 6, and now I have to carry even more guitars
on
tour.
So can you tell me a little bit about the specs on that? So it's a...
Yeah, so it's a swamp ash, no, sorry, it's not swamp ash, it's American ash body.
Oh, cool.
At the back here, which has been stained in antique black. The neck is 5-piece Wenge and Purple Hearts, and it used to be Babinga, but then it became a endangered wood, so they had to change it to something else. Quilted maple top, usually around about 3A. In terms of its quality. Ebony fretboard with stainless steel frets. A Shalahanes bridge, and the main reason for the Hanes is because it's the closest thing to a Floyd Rose, without being a Floyd Rose.
Oh, okay, like feeling-wise for your palm.
You can't feel it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not there.
Yeah.
And it's also different to the regular DeVille, which is a hip shot.
Right.
So we wanted something just completely different, basically.
Okay.
Hip shot locking machine heads. And the pickups are bare knuckles, so it's a ceramic nail bomb in the bridge and a cold sweat in the neck.
Okay.
And
cool.
And then I put on these things which
DiMarzio.
Cause more dents on my guitars when they're in the cases.
Yeah.
But I really like them. Yeah.
Cool.
So
you also had a YouTube channel, and you have this Riff Hard thing. Explain what Riff Hard is.
So Riff Hard is a online teaching school, and it focuses on rhythm guitar. Which I always find that whenever I meet guitar players, it's generally their weakest point.
Yes.
And it's because no one has ever actually taught anything to do with rhythm. You can go online.
It's always about the leads or like playing fast or whatever.
And fair enough, it's really good to be able to do that, obviously for songwriting purposes, but the lead part also needs good rhythm to be good, because obviously it's all, the phrasing is rhythm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that no one's ever actually tried to teach people how to get tighter and focus on those parts. So that's kind of where I saw, oh, maybe I can help some people out here. And
I'm not sure if we can film a little bit, but you have an incredible right-hand technique that people kind of dream about having, basically.
I just copied James Hetfield.
Is that it, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it, or does it?
I mean, it's all of our bodies are built differently, so I mean, the look of it's probably going to be different, but that was the fundamental, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you grew up on Hetfield as well, right?
No.
Really?
I'm a Pantera guy.
I mean,
I was a late Metallica adapter.
I mean, to a degree, Dimebag was kind of similar in his approach, I would say.
Maybe.
I would say that he was definitely influenced by Hetfield.
Yeah.
I mean, you can kind of see it, can't you?
Yeah.
You can feel it a little bit. I mean, he's obviously his own thing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having influences from other people, but I would say that Hetfield was kind of what started me wanting to get to that. I mean, have you seen Battery live in '89 on YouTube? It's insane.
Yeah.
And he's still good now. Like, you see him play, maybe he does the occasional upstroke because he's getting old.
Do you have a guitar pick on you? Can you just quickly demonstrate?
I think I can, yes.
There's a cable on the floor.
Oh,
I prepared for this.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not sure if there's any audio. Oh, far, far away in distance, there's audio.
Let's see if it's in tune. That'll do. I don't know what to play now.
No, I know. And there's also this delay. It's too far away. So you get a little bit of input lag.
And we're out of tune now. It's all about just... it's like a drummer. Like, you know when you've got a drummer and he's got using both of his feet?
Yeah.
His leading foot is always way stronger than the other foot.
Right.
And when they do double kick sections, it's kind of like a galloping horse sometimes.
Yes.
And I feel the same way about the up and down thing.
Okay.
If it's possible to down pick it, I will. Just because to my ears, it sounds better.
Yeah.
I mean, not in every situation it's going to work, but it's a technique that maybe we should all learn.
Well, I don't think it's bad. I mean, it can really push like a riff to the next level.
It can, yeah.
Keep a look. That was very impressive. I want to see it again.
I don't know what to play.
Just play battery. No.
A little bit of Tesseract.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of.
I mean, the picking is very effective. Like it's so quick.
Yeah.
But still, even though I see that your arm is kind of doing a lot of work, but the actual thumb part is like really, really quick.
Yeah. And it's more like a rotating motion.
Yes.
Like it's not up and down straight.
No.
It's an elliptical kind of way. So you're almost using the power of the string to bounce back.
Right.
It's just, I don't know how, like people have asked me to sort of like break this down, and it's not something, I mean, when you're playing, you don't actively think about the little nuances. So when I've actually had to break it down for the site, I've been struggling how to sort of explain some of it, you know. I'm just, I don't know what to play. Oh yeah, okay.
It's really amazing to see because you kind of attack it from above.
Yeah.
In some way, but then when you're doing like the upstrokes there, you close and then you attack, and it's like it's a really nice harmony between like really digging in and when it's needed you're really close to the strings and work it up. So
it's been difficult. It's like basically the main reason for this technique is learning for ways to mute the guitar easier when you've got more than 6 strings, because the moment you get that 8th string, it's constantly all over the place.
Yeah. So is this technique something you cover in your series?
Yep.
Okay. So I have a YouTube member. He said that your lesson has kind of changed his whole playing altogether.
Oh, really?
So
awesome.
just wanted to throw that in there. So it's really good. So you go check it out. What's the website?
It's just riffhard.com.
Easy as that.
And I'm actually going to get you on there, and I want you to spend 7 days, 20 minutes a day, and tell me you haven't improved. That's all I want.
I like that. I need stuff like that, man. That's amazing. So I get to learn how to do that?
Yeah, so basically I can show you one of the exercises if you want.
Okay.
It's a really, really simple one, and it's actually a riff by Ackle.
Oh, okay.
That I broke down. It's one of his really old riffs.
Okay.
And it's in 7/8.
Okay.
So it'll be Yep, really easy. Now, again, guitar players have problems with playing on different beats of the bar as well. Yep. So now we're going to start adding gaps. So I'm going to skip out note 2 on every repeat. So then you start.
Okay.
You can do stuff like that, and then you can start creating your own cycles. So you start building up different muscle memory. So then you can do 3. 1 minute. It starts getting really weird.
It's gonna be fun. I can see.
and then you can start doing like so that the accent is 1 note. And it starts getting really strange. You have to, and especially if you write down random notes, random numbers in an order.
Yeah.
Constantly building up different muscle memories. Start building up with speed, and then once you find that bit too easy, then you can change it up. And
that's cool. I'm looking forward to that.
It's really cool exercise, and you can do this with all your riffs. If you think about it, you take a riff, then start trying to take notes out of it, so then you can start creating sub-riffs.
You might find something really cool and
really
different.
Cool, exactly, yeah. So that's like kind of the idea. It's like trying to expand people's minds for not only trying to improve their technique, but also think of different ways to write songs.
Right.
Because we all get stuck in writing songs.
Yes. Right? So I have a question. The string gauge you have for this?
This is currently 10 to 52.
Oh, okay, yeah. Right.
Nothing too crazy.
No, okay. And your YouTube channel, it's basically John Browne.
It's basically just me testing out gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, just John Browne. And basically, in between doing the touring, in between doing the riff hard stuff, I like gear. I think every guitar player does, don't they, to a degree?
Well, they sort of have to.
Yeah.
and it's easier because then you have something to do at home that's not just, you know, writing new music.
Exactly, and it makes me do something fun, but I just put a camera on and just, I mean, you know how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Plug in a new piece of gear, and before you've even tried it, like, I want everyone else to see my reaction to this, whether it's going to be positive or
John
negative.
made a really sick-ass video of a Solar guitar that I'm so very, very happy about because he plays just that awesome on that guitar, and it's just, I've never seen a guitar being played that awesome in the rhythm aspect, so I really appreciate it.
A really, really good guitar, and obviously, the only thing I said is mahogany. For me, I'm an ash guy.
Yes.
An ash guy.
Yeah. Great. John, thank you so much.
Dude, thank you. Oh yeah, we're not touching hands, are we?
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Riffhard.com, and also I'll put a link to John Browne's channel in the description of this video. Thank you so much. See ya.